his head, and there he goes. Abyss gonna clean him up.
Olaf goes down. Everyone's just going to line up here for Lazzy. He's going to find himself the Quadra. Give it to him. It's a kill.
Priestley with the quad feed.
Gets the ace. Available, just spin to win all over.
That game was insane.
All right, hello Saints Nation. Welcome to the CollegiateR6. We have ourselves the second to last week of regular season action. One match tonight. It's going to be St. Clair Saints up against Purdue University Gold in a best of one on Cafe. My name is Dan Banner, also known as Mr. Danners, joined by, for the first time here on the broadcast, Robert Chapman, the Untold Warrior. How are you doing, Robert?
I'm pretty good, actually. Very nervous, but I'm definitely got confidence.
Hey, that's good. That's good. I'm happy that I know that kind of sprung this on you a little bit quick, to be completely fair. You thought you were just shadowing today,
Yeah.
But I definitely appreciate you hopping on here with us and bringing your R6 knowledge. You guys, it sounds like this has been a game that you've been playing for a pretty decent amount of time.
League of Legends more, but when I stopped playing League, I definitely jumped to Siege because all my friends jumped on it.
Oh, there you go.
So, well, that was about 2 years, I think, of just non-stop Siege. So, yes, I do have some experience.
Yes, and then when we were talking about the maps a little bit beforehand, as soon as I said Cafe, like it just looked like it clicked to you, so that's perfect. But of course, the matchup here for today, Purdue is currently 3-1 here in the CollegiateR6. St. Clair 4-1. Of course, both teams positive record, looking fantastic to start moving forward into the postseason. Just around the corner. But as we are mentioning our Saints, let's pull up the roster real quick if we do happen to have it available, just to kind of see who our starting lineup is. Because we do have Matthew Sorensen, also known as Energize. Corson Haddad, that's going to be Noxu, but he's actually going to be subbed out for this matchup here. We have Dylan Chapman, also known as Rapid. No relation, you said, right?
No relation.
Funny enough, though. But then we have John Tulipano, that's going to be Vazdex, and Jake Briand, the coach and captain here for tonight. It's, of course, JM Beast. And then, of course, we mentioned Noxu was getting subbed out. Okay, then, who's getting the opportunity to play here today? We get the opportunity to see Noah King in action, also known as Big Papa. He was here in last semester's action, was a part of the squad that got the Saints into Premier in the first place, but he was also there when we had that 0-11 season.
Nice.
So we'll have to see what kind of Big Papa we have for the initial roster here, because for the initial recruitment, he was one of those guys that was just right on the fringe of being like a starter. He definitely would have made the roster either way, but whether he was a starter or not was always kind of like on the line. But getting the opportunity here today, Noxu, of course, not able to join us here for this matchup here, but nonetheless, should be interesting to see where he picks up. Just waiting. The players are, of course, in lobby, just about good to go. It does look like. In fact, it does look like we will be hopping into band phase in just a moment. Here for, of course, Cafe. And then, I mean, Cafe, this is a map that the Saints have just absolutely played to death, so no real surprise here.
Got the Kaid band going right on out. Typical band from what I noticed on Cafe most of the time. Being able to, if I remember correctly, electrify anything he hits, making it so they cannot hard breach.
Yeah, and then we did see Thatcher get picked out. I mean, he's basically unplayable at this point here. Not because he's bad, but because he's too damn good. The Maverick, I mean, fair enough. Take away that second hard breach potential. Especially, I think it's for the first floor we kind of see him a lot, but I could be wrong there.
And definitely, and Valkyrie, especially on this map, is a nightmare to deal with.
Absolutely. Those little cameras, you never know where they might be, including the just out in the streets themselves. And did somebody want me to adopt them? What was that all about in the tweet or in the chat there? I mean, lots of love here in the R6 community nonetheless, and it looks like starting things off, we will be having the Saints on the defensive side of things, and we're starting up on the third floor on the bar.
I want to point out that for the bar cocktail, we definitely have the Aruni, which is going to be a huge nightmare for them on bar.
Fair enough. Now, Aruni, relatively new to the game, we kind of referring to her as One Punch Woman for a little while here on the cast, considering she could basically just tear down an entire wall with just one punch. But, of course, she has those, it's basically the lasers, right, that go over doors and windows. Do you have a bit of an extra breakdown as to, like, why that would be important?
Well, especially when trying to enter into the piano room, they're going to want to be able to see who's in there when they come out from the hatch. So having those big lasers there is going to stop them from being able to do, as you see right here.
Yep.
They're able to just put those right there and stop any drones from going in.
All right, a little bit of extra drone denial, and of course, I think it eats up grenade, or at least one grenade or something along those lines.
A singular of anything. After a couple seconds, you can shoot it again to reactivate it.
Oh, Vazdex, you sly devil, what are you up to? This is literally the first round of the game. We're looking for a possible spawn peek. He's waiting for it. He's eager. We see him, and actually, we do see the outline on the side.
Nobody
okay.
there.
Vazdex. And a prior week, he might have still jumped that anyway, just to double check. But low-key, kind of happy he's showing some patience here.
Very good, very good. They're droning in here, as we can see. Nothing. They will see nothing on this general area. However, they won't be able to go into piano right away unless they want to just sacrifice the drone.
Bomb located by attacker.
Yeah, absolutely. No, we did not get the opportunity to quickly go over the Purdue University. So we have Providence looking like it's going to be on the planter or the hard breacher in this situation. Laggers going to be on the Nomad. Mila on the Sophia right now. Hangman, and then Goose Smitty to round up the Purdue roster. Getting ready to hop on the attack. Vazdex once again. This is his corner. We kind of acknowledged this in the last week of play because we saw Cafe for that one as well. Very similar setup. Just parks himself behind that deployable shield, and he's pretty well happy for the rest of the round.
It seems they've already breached into piano, though they're not being able to get right into it thanks to this slight smart defense they got going on here. Though they are flashing it like crazy. The pick is going to be here very soon, I believe, if Frey goes out. Doesn't get anybody, but
no damage.
Doesn't even get the shield, it looks like.
Oh, but Hangman from a different angle actually is going to find Vazdex. So now Rapid's kind of playing that position now. A little bit of an awkward spot here for the Saints, but there is still a minute 15 to go for the Purdue squad to complete this attack. And being a player up, it's a little worrisome right now for Saints.
Hangman holding the spot, hoping that he can see somebody. Takes out GM Beast. Very, very good hit right there.
Yeah, 1 for 1. Mila finds Rapid as well, so it's all up to Big Papa and Gangstology. Big Papa, welcome back. You are in your solo versus 4. I don't care how good you are. That's a hard spot to be in. Hangman just absolutely went nuts here and was taking down, like, all the Saints. Line them up, knock them down. Beautifully done there from Purdue, and for Hangman specifically to clean up round number 1.
I gotta say that their attack was very well done in that round. Going like, while they were going 1-at-1, the use of the flashes and all of that was very well timed, completely disrupting anything they were trying to do.
Right, and then the only person that went down on the side of Purdue, it was an instant refrag. Like, okay, instant trade, and we're already a couple players ahead anyway, so this is A-okay. It's really going to force the Saints now to try something possibly a little bit different, but at the same time, they're going right back to that 3rd floor once again here. See if they can get it the second time around.
Almost no changes to the picks either, so we'll be looking towards probably the exact same setup, if not slightly different.
We see the squad focused in, ready to go. The stairs of death here from players as we get ready to hop into the swing of things, as everybody definitely not getting the start they would specifically want here. However, still lots of siege left to play.
If I had to take a wild guess for this round, I would think that they should probably try to utilize the smoke a little more inside of Cafe. I feel that that would be a very good pick, at least a good decision to do. If not, at least maybe have more Wamais in that general area to stop those kind of situations from happening again.
Yeah, because we kind of got stuck at one point, right? So we'll have to see if anything changes this time by. Welcome back to Vazdex's Corner. Will anybody decide to take the bait? It doesn't look like it. I don't see any outlines anywhere nearby, so once again, nothing here for Vazdex. We're going to see everybody climb into the rooftops. Pretty standard here for Cafe. Top-down attack styles. They, of course, know that the 3rd floor is the place of defense, so rather than going to the bottom all the way up, they're just doing top-down.
Sees the Aruni, so they know that there is definitely one person in that room. Aruni trying to run as fast as he can to get away from those individuals.
Yeah, I'd absolutely hate to get flanked in that kind of position. So honestly, good on Gangstology there to just take a run for it. That being said, though, Vazdex, it looks like he's going to be a little bit busy here in just a moment. Couple of players above him, one right on the windowsill as well. Gangstology nearby, finds himself a little drone, just a little small victory there.
Not a lot going on, but oh, there's a couple flashes. Hopefully they'll see if they can get somebody. Gangstology rotating again to the same location as before. I'm hopefully that she can pick somebody off, though no one is at that general location as of this moment.
I mean, Vazdex has to be careful here. He's just very similarly to the last round, is just getting absolutely peppered by utility. And Gangstology actually was going for the flank, but there is going to be a Claymore out of nowhere there from Mila. So good job on Mila's part there for the side of Purdue to watch out for the flanker. Even though, like, you have the Nomad on your squad, they're still being careful anyway, not just strictly relying on laggers there to try and catch out a flanker or a roamer. Vazdex, you're in a world of hurt, buddy.
I'm a little curious over what their plan is here for the overall attack. They're just holding down this piano, not looking like they want to push at this moment.
Yeah, at least it's not the 20-second meta that we did see like a couple of months ago, where it seemed like every single round went to the last 20 seconds and then everybody just blitzed on in. But we're going to see Providence. That was a good little shot there, and Lagers is going to finish it off. It's going to be Jam Beast going down. A little bit of shots on the Providence, but not enough to take him down, and then everybody just gets murked. So beautifully done there from Purdue. They came in one fell swoop, just cleaned up everybody.
I feel sorry for St. Clair right now. They fallen behind for just 2 rounds, but I have confidence in them. They'll pick a different site, or hopefully they'll pick a different site and
looks like it.
Do better this time around, hopefully.
Yeah, we'll have to see. The first floor kitchen service is looking like the location for the 3rd round here, but Purdue, my goodness. Again, every single time they happen to like lose a member, it's never like just a straight up loss. They're always trading and not getting themselves into position to fall behind at all here in these rounds as of right now anyway, but we'll have to see if this operator swap up here coming out from the side of St. Clair alongside the first floor for defense. Will that switch things up a little bit for them?
I do want to point out the mute and the Vigil swap here to change those characters. Vigil especially, I think, is going to be a good pick with how much they're using their drones and how much they're utilizing them. And mute especially, being able to disable those drones from going into general areas is going to be a massive change, and hopefully will net them the win for this round, specifically for that one switch.
It could definitely be annoying, but even if the Saints do end up taking this round, you gotta think that like as soon as they see the Vigil and realize, okay, they can actually Vigil well, that they might take a little bit more cautiousness, to say the least.
Vazdex going at it again.
Yeah, he's found himself a different corner this time, just gonna be hanging around the Christmas tree, but once again, nobody home. Nobody is falling for any of Vazdex's early aggressive plays, so at least there for Vazdex as well. It's not like he's taking it too far. He realizes that it's not going to work and he just backs off, because a past Vazdex would have definitely just sent it anyway.
And poor Jaeger there getting spot out in the location. Definitely they're trying to go for him.
Oh dear.
He's not in a good spot right now.
Yeah, lots of shots fired. However, it looks like Rapid in this situation will be able to squeak out of there. Okay, Goose Smitty already moving through the 3rd floor. Even though we're on the top side of things, going to be going top down, and Vazdex maybe found a little bit of value here. Does manage to find the first pick of this round on that Vigil. So maybe the start of something here for the Saints. And Goose Smitty and Laggers just say, hi, what were you saying? Nope.
I don't think he knows that Vazdex is right there. Or he dropped, actually, never mind. Oh, Vazdex is them, sorry. It was GM Beast that was up there with him. And he dropped down.
Yeah, so Big Papa still has the smokes available if it does come down to it. However, still over a minute 40 left on the clock here. Gangstology still hanging around as well. And Laggers, like, you're seeing all these air jabs, right? Like, every single corner is just covered by something. Like, there's nowhere that you can really try to get cheeky. You're going to have to try and find a straight-up fight. And to be fair, Purdue has the player advantage. So that's not a good spot to be in right now for the Saints.
They're applying so much pressure on them that it's just they're not having a good time being able to hold up to any of it. And then blowing open these floors right here, being able to try and pick them out using these floors. Ionic clone going in. Hopefully they'll see somebody, and try. Oh, they see that was Big Papa, I believe, and they know he's there. Probably gonna try and frag him out.
And JMBeast is right there
And
as well.
downs
He
him.
got downed. Absolutely perfect play coming out here from Purdue. Definitely right on point. They scouted out that nade. I mean, they had that thing cooked for so long. There's absolutely nothing you can do. Good smoke here from Big Papa, actually, though, to at least stall it out. However, I think it is going to go down. No, Providence does fall. We have ourselves technically a 2-on-3. This is winnable. 30 seconds. Gexology did get air jabs, however, though, and he's going to get spotted out. And sure enough, Goose Smitty, between the grenade and the shot from the rifle itself, finishing the job. Beautifully done. Another well-executed attack from Purdue.
St. Clair really falling behind in these 3 games. They're being pressured way too much. They're not able to hold back against it.
Tough stuff here for the Saints. We do take a look. Hangman, he just basically started popping off essentially from round number 1. Beautifully done from them. Goose Smitty had a fantastic last round there. Mila all over the place. And right now, it's like the only person without any eliminations right now on the side of Purdue is just Providence. But at the same time, Providence is the planter. They're the support of the group. So it's okay if you're not necessarily being the one finding the eliminations.
Wamai switched over to a Malusi. Now that's an interesting switch over. I would think the Wamai would add more utility, but it seems that obviously they're the pro players and not I, so they know what they're doing.
Yeah, like opting to get rid of the utility denial for more irritation, I guess you can say. Like Malusi being able to obviously slow you down when you are like in the vicinity, like in the same room as one of those Banshees, but at the same time, would I take that over like being able to deny a flashbang or being able to deny a frag grenade? We've seen how good Purdue University has been at following up on a drone spotting somebody out with a grenade or something.
Not only that, but with as powerful as the flashbangs are nowadays, you would think that that denial would be so much more important. I'd also like to point out that Purdue have not changed up any of their operatives, that they're still going the exact same team every single time.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if it ain't broke, right? So they're going for it, and Vastex, he looks to get aggressive, and this time he found people, but he found everybody, so he had to run for the hills right away, and thankfully did not get tagged up for any damage, because of course, in Siege, any headshot is a one-shot KO for the most part, so could have been scary, and sure enough, the Malusi going down, Gangstology getting taken down, Mila being credited with their 5th elimination of the game so far. And this is kind of starting to feel like a bit of a runaway train here.
Iana running on in. I feel that they're looking for Vastex, or at least they're trying to look for somebody up here. They'll find nobody, and up here is pretty safe, actually, to be able to take control of.
Yeah, as soon as the one player went down, the Saints just basically started retreating to the stairways and to the bomb site itself. And honestly, like again, the Iana clone right there was just absolutely clutch. Spots out Rapid on the steps. Goose Smitty can play as slow as they want. Hangman right there for backup as well. Slowly moving on forward, but nobody's here. Minute 45 still left on the clock. Lots of time here for Purdue to get something done.
This is again, it's just showing how good they are with their drones and how good they are, especially this Iana running around with those clones, being able to get as much information as they need. Just shows that the pressure they can apply. Misses all of those shots. Very depressing.
Yeah, a solid attempt there from Rapid. However, not quite going to find the mark he was looking for, and he's going to get flashed right into Laggers. Just completely flushed out. Nowhere to go. So now it's all up to Big Papa, JMBeast, and Vazdex, who's already wounded right now here. We see the outline. If they opt to take a turn, and this could be the shot here for Vazdex, but again, they aren't 100% sure. They don't go down. Like, wise play on the side of Purdue.
It's very, very sad to see just how much pressure they're applying. Vastex is just a low in HP, can't really do much, sadly, and the other two are just having to primarily hide around the map. Or not map, but hide around their site. Got taken out. I was not paying attention.
Oh, almost. This is the time now where Purdue would come in and start to flush things out. Just have to deal with Big Papa and JMBeast, the classic squad of the Saints trying to hold the fort here. Big Papa in position. JMBeast, however, on the other side does manage to at least take one. Big Papa with the 1-on-3 right here by the B sites, but now here comes everybody else. Diffuser down. Big Papa does have the SMG, does not have a lot of ammo every single time he tries to fight here. Nitro Cell, no, it's not Nitro Cell, that's going to be the smoke. Can they take out Mila? Not in time, no. But half health still onto Mila. This is actually a good one-on-one. Big Papa, can he come back and manage to find himself a victory in a 1v3? He has to be relatively quick, though. The diffuser is down. The time is ticking. Can he make the play?
He threw down the smoke, and he's down, and it's just... That's a free win over to, or not free win, but a good win over to St. Clair College.
Holy smokes, Big Papa, welcome back, eh? Just completely shutting down that 1v3, and it wasn't necessarily in the fanciest of fashions. That was one nice headshot onto the one player, but just playing around your smokes, playing around your cover, finding the one body shot to take care of the one, got the headshot on the other, and then just smoked him out for the other one. So it's like beautifully done, just not like super flicky, not too fancy, but makes it happen, and then when the odds was against his favor.
The Goyo pick. Now that's not what I was expecting.
Yeah, we've not seen JMBs pick this one up as of yet here, but it does seem like the Saints are more than willing to try new things, considering, especially here on the third floor bar location, they haven't necessarily been very successful here yet, so try something a little bit different. Rooney's going to be put away as well for the mute, so let's see if Saints can take the momentum off of that victory there from Big Papa's 1v3 and turn it around into maybe a couple more rounds.
I feel that the mute pick for Bar was a much better decision than the Rooney. They can stop the hard breachers from trying to get into the piano room, which is a big deal when you're on this map. Getting into piano unlocks all the other rooms, and it's very difficult to push anyone out of there once you're in there.
Absolutely, and then we've also seen that Providence has been like pretty much exclusively playing Hibana here. So of course the mute jammers are good at stopping drones, but can also stop those X-Kairos pellets from actually destroying the steel or the hard walls. So could be another way to try and mess with it. And FastX, once again, he's just at home. He's just peeking.
One day he'll get it. One day. No,
the next episode.
Absolutely nobody was found.
Not today, but that's a-okay. Just once again, 5-on-5. Going to just keep it standard, to say the least, here for the start of this one. To the rooftops we go here for Purdue. And I do definitely find it interesting from watching Purdue's attacks a couple of the last times here. Because normally, like, you either take the sledge or you take the buck to try and do, like, the floor-to-floor combat or bust open the hatches and whatnot. But Purdue has been completely content with letting Providence use some of the Hibana X-Kairos just on the floor or the roof or wherever they happen to be, just to find some alternative sight lines, and it's really interesting.
It seems that Ionic Clone going on in, trying to look for more information, and they're getting quite a lot of information from this one.
So
if they'll be able to capitalize on it, as they've shown that they can. So we'll see if they're able to again this time around. Lager's getting low on HP, being tapped by somebody.
Yeah, some sort of shot somewhere definitely did the trick. I'm looking over. It does look like Anxology doesn't have a Nitro Cell anymore, so I'm guessing it was a close but not quite enough to finish the job here.
Actually, the Nitro Cell, I believe, was used at the very beginning on top of the roof to try and kill somebody. It failed, but they did destroy 2 drones in the process.
It's small victories, I suppose, and we're going to see some of the value of the Wamai discs, and Vazdex is just going to straight up make him pay for it. All right, that works. Vazdex getting himself on the board, his 3rd elimination of the series as of right now, as we see 2 players up in the corner, and as of right now, Vazdex is holding the fort. He's doing well, just I keep worrying that he's going to shoot his own shield. Does get traded out, and Goose Smitty just started popping off.
This looks like is that at first the Hibana going down, it looked like that their entire composure was being lost, but just I don't know if they were getting cocky because it was down or not, but losing 3 members was definitely not a good decision there.
It's a Goose Smitty on the Iana. I mean, that's usually like intel gathering, but yes, you're also kind of like the first entry into a battle, but at the same time, they're almost playing it like a flanking operator, to say the least. Like, sure, they might lose 1 person, but then Goose Smitty finds himself in a position to maybe take out 1, if not 2, in return. So Lots of value, and now we'll start seeing some of the smokes come out here from Big Papa as there's only 20 seconds left on the clock.
They're gonna have to push very soon, very fast, and then they are pushing. And Yannick takes out Big Papa, and just
goes.
instant down. Just sad loss there.
Yeah, they don't necessarily death ball it. I like how they move quickly, they split, and they cover basically every hallway. And that is going to clean up yet another attack, and it's the final round of the Saints being on the attacking side of things here, as halftime is right around the corner. I feel like they need a 4-2 to at least have a chance here in this series, because honestly, I always found Cafe, at least personally, to be maybe just the slightest of nudges towards defender-sided. And if on defense you only manage to get one, I feel like you're really going to be hurting here going into the halftime rounds.
I have to agree. Also, Gangstology going to Moxie, I think they finally realized what their biggest problem here is, that they just cannot deal with all that information going out to the enemy team. They have to try something, and Mozzie, I feel, is a very good pick for that very specific point. Though, no mute. We'll see how it goes down.
Yeah, because it's just too obvious right now that Purdue, their execution right now is very disciplined, and it's very airtight. Like, they don't go down a stairway if it's not been scouted. They don't go down through a certain window if it's not been scouted. They, of course, they have their drones. They use Goose Smitty's Iana clones. They're checking basically everything at all times, covering all bases before they even move an inch. And the only time they put themselves into a vulnerable position is when they know they have a crossfire of something else available. So it's just so hard for the Saints to try and get something done. And to be honest here, for Vazdex, I would not be surprised if he's just itching to get a run out or something, just to maybe throw off the momentum of Purdue early. But again, looking to think otherwise.
I feel it's another reason why St. Clair just isn't able to hold up for this game specifically. Just the difference between St. Clair wanting to be very aggressive compared to Purdue, who is just so defensive, St. Clair being offensive, and Purdue being very defensive. It just does not clash well for St. Clair, who just want to keep going in for those fights and try for something.
Mm-hmm. Right back to the outside we go, and once again, just going to take it nice and slow. Plenty of time on the clock for Purdue to try and find their 5th round here in this series. Rapid and Vazdex right behind, or this is basically Vazdex's corner. Now backed up a little bit with Rapid here. Just have to watch out with those, the Goyo pack, of course. It gets fragged out or something all of a sudden. Now you're dealing with fire at your feet. But have to see, slowly but surely, some of these Hibana pellets coming through to start bringing some sight lines into this first room.
The same old, same old. They're doing the exact same thing they did every single round, taking out that sidewall, trying to find that slight entry. Vazdex taken down by a hangman. That is definitely not a good thing in the position that they are currently in with 4-1.
Yeah, this is going to hurt a little bit here. Having Vazdex down, I mean, at least now it's going to get traded out slowly but surely. Gangstology taking a lot of heat as well. It is going to be Gangstology going down. Laggers, good job finishing the job there. Gangstology only had like a quarter of his HP left at that point, so fair enough to clean him up there. Laggers sitting at about halfway through, still has all the flashes as well. There are so much utility right now on the side of Purdue. And with Vazdex going down, that means there's going to be a couple less Wamai discs to try and stop this. The Saints, their screen is about to be bright white, or they're just going to be straight up dead at this point, as Providence finds his first elimination of the round, and everybody else cleans it right back up. Purdue University starting to kind of run away with this one here a little bit.
I feel very sorry for St. Clair. They really want to go in for these engages. They really want to just push in and take them out. But Purdue, just with all of their utility and with all of their scouting and all that, is just completely showing them up. Though it looks like we finally have the switch up, so we'll see if they're able to do better on attack.
Absolutely, and right now I'm already excited because it means we're either seeing Alibi or Tachanka, if not both of them, depending on who gets 6 picked away. I mean, of course, Tachanka did get changed to the point where he's no longer completely useless and competitive. And no, they're going to be bringing them both. So that is 2 operators that we don't get to see too often. But when we do, it's usually because the person is either not exclusive to them, but they've played them as like one of their mains. So very interesting considering they're not like super meta.
St. Clair going the almost exact same picks that the Purdue chose, only difference being the Thermite over the Hibana. I'm not too sure if that's considered better or not in the current meta. Would you say so?
I always find it like a little bit personal preference as long as like you're willing to cover up for the fact that Thermite has to go point blank to the wall. But this does surprise me a little bit. Normally the hard breacher of choice for JM Beast has been Ace. And Ace hasn't been banned in this game, so seeing the Thermite out of nowhere, unless this is a specific call out for a third point attack, which I mean, that was basically the classic back when there was a couple less hard breachers in the game. You would always pick up the Thermite for the most part and go in there, blow a big old hole in the one wall towards the main room there, and you just have all the time in the world to just start putting on some pressure. But times have changed. With that being said, maybe some old habits coming out here from JM Beast.
I'm excited to see what this alibi does, though. I have not seen many alibis, or I don't see an alibi that often. So if someone can get caught up by those little what do they call the prismas? The prismas. It'll be very entertaining to see if anyone gets caught up by that.
I mean, Saints have been bitten by the alibi in the past week before. I don't know what it is. I go from seeing no alibis at all to seeing them like a couple times over the past couple of weeks. But so far, so good here for Saints. They find laggers. The Tachanka is down. And now the Saints up by the one player as of this moment, but still lots of time. Purdue still not in a very compromising position. They may be the one player down, but they're not completely caught out. Not yet.
It also looks like they are like even on attack, Purdue is playing on defense. They're playing very defensive and just taking Vesdex just took out Providence and
another one.
Another one. Man, Vesdex, you're really popping off right now, man.
Yeah, he went from being a little bit quiet, but I think at one point he still had the most eliminations on the side of the Saints. Would probably tie with Big Papa at one point there. But now, the Saints actually, fantastic position. 2 players compared to the 5 of St. Clair, all up to Hangman and Goose Smitty to try and make the play. That being said, though, of the 2 players that you would possibly have to deal with on Purdue, these are the 2 I would not want to deal with. And this is exactly why. Goose Smitty showing exactly why that they're on the top of the kill feed as of right now. But Big Papa, that's a big one.
JM Beast planting. Hopefully, he will be getting it off. Goose Smitty not sure what to do in this situation in a 4v1.
Improbable, but not impossible. Gonna crawl on through. Big Papa finds the attack, though. So now St. Clair, they break the momentum. The halftime switch might have been exactly what they needed. And they're gonna get themselves their second point on the board here in this game. If they are going to bring this all the way back, they have to basically do this almost flawlessly. And it's going to be tough, but it could be possible.
I have belief from my school. I feel that like if they're gonna keep winning these, they're gonna have to at least try to somewhat succumb to that defensive style of droning everything. And if they can at least do that, drone everything, make sure they can get that information, they should be able to win most of the time.
Absolutely, and then like at the same time, then there's Vazdex who just finds himself a triple. So it's like, okay, he's like the polar opposite of Patient, which isn't always a bad thing. Sometimes it can be very strong. Purdue had a handle of it when Saints were on defense, but maybe now that we're on attack, maybe there's a couple new avenues here that Vazdex has been able to exploit so far. And we'll see if he can keep that up, as he's currently leading the Saints here with 7 eliminations.
Sometimes when you have a full team of defensive players, having one that can go aggressive might be in your interest.
Absolutely.
Nothing really different here. Goyo pick again. Relatively same teams being picked over and over again. It'll be the same openings most of the time we'll be seeing here.
Yeah, especially whenever we're up here on this 3rd floor. This is just one of those sites that's just been beaten to death by competitive players, right? It's just everyone's comfortable attacking here, and everybody's comfortable defending here. And it's just basically a tried and true, not a pattern, but everybody's basically has the right idea, or the same idea, of how to hold this site.
It also seems that unlike St. Clair, it seems that no one on Purdue actually likes to spawn peek for the most part, so...
Probably
sadly,
a good thing.
Probably a good thing, though it'd be funny if we actually did see, like, maybe Vestex getting spawn peeked by his own, or
that'd be
killed
karma
by his
right there.
own.
That would absolutely be karma, but we'll love to see moving forward here. Maybe Goose will get aggressive at some point here. Currently, maybe feeling himself a little bit there with that 8 eliminations. But honestly, I'm just going to be giving some props over to Big Papa real quick, though. Comes in on the, or from the substitute role. Comes on in, and as of right now, it's almost like he never left from the old squad, leading, or not leading, but up there in regards to eliminations in terms of St. Clair. He's found himself in a couple clutch moments. He's been doing very well. And okay, you're just pre-firing that, and he found laggers. Nice shot there, Vazdex.
That took me off guard. I was not expecting that to happen. That does not happen very often in this game.
I don't think Vazdex knew that was going to happen either, unless it was just extremely well calculated.
Just checking all their corners, and Vazdex being taken out by Hangman. Very good peek there.
Oh, 1-for-1, however. Gangstology, he's going to go down, but he's not quite out of this position just yet. Hangman does not know if the knockdown has quite happened. I hear the thermic charge in the background. Big old boom coming from somewhere. JMB's looking for his opportunity to maybe sneak in and start getting a plant on. Or actually, going to try and maybe make the run over to Gangstology, bring him back into the round. Yeah, he's going to be able to bring him back up here. So now the 4-on-2 here in the Saints' favor. It's all up to Goose and Mila to try and clutch us up here for Purdue.
It's, yeah, no, it's, they started off pretty strong, but just after one pick after another, sadly just they dropped down by only 2 members.
I mean, if Gangstology just gets peppered like at all, they will be going down. And sure enough, JMB's looking for his opportunity. Just walking into the building enough to actually plant, but nice shots from Mila there with that submachine gun. Going to find Rapid, but Big Papa got to answer right back, so it is all up to Mila to complete the 1v3, and that is not happening. Gangstology from the dead has risen and taken one more to seal the deal here and give St. Clair, I believe, their 3rd round here in the series.
St. Clair just showing that on attack, especially on Cafe, they are superior, and they are trying to show that they will show them up.
Okay, so remember when I was saying that I feel like Cafe was just maybe ever so slightly defense-sided? Maybe I'm realizing why I'm like bronze. Maybe I might not know what I'm talking about ever so slightly, but hey, I do not mind being wrong. We're always learning here on the broadcast, and right now both of these teams just showing remarkable play on the attacking side of things, and Saints with the comeback.
I've always thought Cafe as being the more neutral one. It was like both attack and defense are both equally, but maybe I'm wrong too, but they're definitely showing that case here.
At the end of the day, it all comes down to execution, right? And it just seems like defensively, either defensively they're faltering or offensively they're just superior. So nicely done in that regard. Taking a look at some of the scoreboards real quick. I think the highest I see is 8 across basically everybody, or multiple people rather. That's going to be Laggers, Goose, Hangman, Big Papa, Vazdex, all with 8 eliminations here in this game. It's been a very bloodthirsty game, but it's been a little bit of like shared love. It's not necessarily one person popping off on each side.
And sometimes that's a good thing. Having multiple people who know what they're doing and getting the kills could mean an easier win at the end of the day.
Of course, you definitely don't want to have it all down onto one person. And oh no! Recoil check! The classic coming out here. Big Papa, this isn't the first time you've been a victim of a team kill. Unfortunate there.
That hurt my spirit. That hurt my spirit.
And I'm sure that hurt the Saints' spirit. They're going to laugh at this later because, like I was saying before, this is not the first time Big Papa has gotten blasted in the back of the head by his own teammates on Cafe, but a little bit rough considering how close this series is.
Let's hope that doesn't bite him, or it doesn't bite him in the bottom at the end of the day.
Here I am thinking like Goose did a run out or something, but no. Unfortunate there. And Rapid, man, like, don't want to call anybody out, but that goose egg speaks for itself, if you know what I'm saying. Just unfortunately not necessarily in the right place at the right time here in this game. Which, to be fair, Purdue has been making this extremely difficult and unfortunate because everything is going wrong here for the Saints. I mean, that is a hard angle to try and get onto, but unfortunate there to get flashed by yourself. But at the same time, at least nobody was there to really capitalize on it.
I'm going to point out that, at least for Rapid, that was his first kill.
And I'm done. No, just kidding.
And Rapid taken out by Hangman, as I say that, as if trying to call me out there.
I mean, I can't be mad because you're not, like, spitting lies or anything. But anyway, we do see Gangstology. He's going to take down Goose, so that's a good first pick for the Saints to get. Oh, he's looking for the second. I like the attempt, but Mila going to get the better of him in that gunfight. But Vazdex not quite done yet. Laggers does find the Nitro Cell, so it's all up to Vazdex. Can he manage to find the 1v3? We've seen Big Papa pull this off earlier in the series, but it was on the defensive side of things. Right now, Purdue could basically just post up shop and just wait for Vazdex to come to them.
If Purdue is smart, they're just going to play on the defensive and just wait for him. There's like no reason for them to have to get too aggressive here. They can just wait. They know that he's obviously in the map somewhere, but they don't need to worry too much. It is just one player, and they have to keep if they keep the confidence and just stay calm, they should have this.
And we see they are do basically exactly that. And Vazdex, he jumped down and basically right behind one of the players on the other side. There's no chance that Laggers did not hear the footsteps from Vazdex there in that situation. So they must have like a rough idea. Their crosshairs must be pointed at least towards the right direction, but they're going to start things off nicely. Vazdex finds one, but Providence coming in clutch. The support line of Purdue finishing the job. Nice little like low angle shot. Would not have spotted that initially, considering majority of the time your crosshair is headshot level. And now Purdue match point.
I'm not sure what to say here. St. Clair just like not being able to hold their ground. Even it's like they got the 3 wins. Congrats to them, but they just can't hold it together. Like they lose one member and then they lose another, and it just seems to just fall like a domino effect.
I mean, it doesn't help when you're 4v5 before you've taken 3 steps out of your spawn, right? So, unfortunately, mistakes do happen, and we're going to have to see, because now Saints have themselves in the position where they have to play it perfectly, but they're also at the point where their momentum is probably at their lowest after unfortunate misplays that happened in that round. So this is going to be tough. A massive comeback necessary if St. Clair want to somehow put themselves at a 5-1 record and force this into overtime to try and get a 5-1 record. Otherwise, Purdue is going to hand the Saints their second loss of the season.
Let's hope that they got all of their mistakes out of the way and they're now finally confident. Just go in and do what needs to be done to win.
I mean, taking a look at the player camps here, like the communication's there. We did see between Big Papa, Gangstology, JMBs, and the rest of the squad that at least the communication is still there. Nobody has gotten silent, because silence is deadly for all the wrong reasons. So I'm thankful that they're at least still strategizing alongside with each other. The Saints about to get underway with their next attack, possibly the last, if Purdue shuts them down.
Notice how the picks again. They went for the alibi again. Again, of just a very fun pick in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Tachanka too. It still surprises me to see Tachanka being viable, considering all the years of him being a meme.
Yes, Lord Tachanka. Oh, how we praise. Okay, starting things off nicely. Big ol' hole, and it's going to be Laggers. Okay, we do at least have a couple of trade-outs here. So Rapid gets himself a kill on the opposing squad, and then Gangstology does find Mila. So basically, Saints put themselves in a fantastic position. Big Papa picks up the diffuser from JMBs and plants it himself. Does get it down before getting peppered a little bit. If Saints can get themselves in a solid post-plant position, they will fight on another day.
That aggressive move was a very good play on St. Clair's part, completely confusing the team and just rushing on in.
Confused the team, it confused us, because it was just straight up super effective. It's all up to Goose now, and you can't duel both of them. Beautifully done there from the Saints to turn it around after such a rough round. They made that one look easy.
I'm not sure what to say. That was just such a clean sweep. Maybe if they keep doing this, it might be in their favor, but Purdue might be ready for it this time around if they're well prepared.
One thing to take into consideration, because as a part of the map selection, the veto process at the beginning of the series, they also pick who attacks first during overtime. And Saints get to attack first if it does go to overtime. And of course, with the way attacking has been, where it just seems like it's been the favored style as of right now, there's a chance that Saints, if this game does get the chance to go to overtime, that they would be on the right foot to maybe take a lead if they can somehow push their luck here. But that being said, I don't want to be too overzealous here. This is a close series still. 6-4, but the match point pressure is still right there. Purdue University, ready to finish off the Saints.
I'm hoping that match point, match point is making them much more like just the realization that they are not in a good position right now. That they must play a lot more serious if they want to get this win.
I mean, we've seen it more, especially from like the Rocket League team for the Saints, that whenever it was a Game 5 scenario, like it just like lit a fire under their butt, and they just all of a sudden played perfectly. I have never seen the R6 team really get put in that kind of position and like flourish like that. That being said, there are some glimpses of this, some small shines that very well could be a possibility here if they can keep this up. But of course, it can absolutely change on the dime. Next attack, round number 11, getting underway.
From what I'm noticed from what I see, the C4 just holding on to it there. What I'm just noticing is just that, especially for attack, they're not really droning as much as I feel they should be. This is a personal thing. How it's like I feel like drones are so important, and they're not droning as much as I noticed the other as Purdue did.
But yet they're getting away with it, which is really strange. But I don't know if it's just the map or what, but Saints are making it work here. Vazdex, however, taking a little bit of heat. Tried to go Spider-Man, but as we can see from the outline, somebody is right there to try and shut that down. Thankfully, there for Vazdex, no headshots going his way. Providence on site, ready to go. Nitro Cell is gone, so it's one less thing for the Saints to worry about. And it's the only Nitro Cell on the side of Purdue, so no insta-kills coming this time by unless it's via gunfight.
I only now just realized that Rapid actually got his first actual kill.
Yeah, the last round.
Oh, and the Laggers is getting lit up by Rapid as I was talking about him, actually.
Yeah, it's a couple shots fired, but staying alive as of right now. Barely by a thread there. Laggers just hanging on. 10 eliminations onto Laggers so far in this series. Vazdex so close to spotting somebody who was on the cameras. Would have been a free shot, but unfortunately just hiding just ever so slightly to the side.
Seems they're trying to go for it. Just again, their aggressive push. Not really turning.
No.
Oh no! Oh no! Vazdex.
Oh, that could be the start of some trouble here. Hangman and Mila both finding two of them, including JMBs, who had the diffuser. Currently not in the Saints' possession. And now with Gangstology going down too, it's going to be all up to Rapid, who's been having himself a bit of a rough game to say the least, and Big Papa. This is his first CR6 like main roster game in about a year. So two players definitely have their work cut out for them here. Rapid, okay, nice shot though. Does find Goose. That's a huge pick actually. With someone as strategically and well positioned as Goose, taking them down early is absolutely fantastic. Still got 4 to deal with though. 30 seconds.
I know I sound like a broken record at this point, but this is just an example.
Uh-oh.
Oh no! Shot the alibi. Now they know where he is.
They're stuck.
They're very stuck in this situation. Hopefully I can continue what I'm saying unless a fight breaks out. It's just another. What?
There it goes.
They just both got down, and St. Clair just lost.
No, we kind of got the bit of the glimpse of it there, unfortunately. I think that was both of them, Rapid and Big Papa, were both kind of stuck in the same way. If they went out the door straight, they were running into one player, and then there was two right below them to the left. It's like, okay, either way, which way you go, you are going to be falling into some trouble. And sure enough, that's going to be Purdue University capitalizing and going to close out the series here, getting the victory in this best of one in 7-4 fashion. But that being said, considering the way this game started off, it was actually a rather close game.
Weirdly enough, it has been. At least every round they've been able to take out 2 to 3 players before they got before they lost that round. So I would consider that a very close game for each round.
Yeah, and absolutely like solid showing nonetheless. And it just goes to show how fantastic on attack Purdue was in that series. Just the fact that they were able to get so far ahead so quickly. And then, okay, their defense may not have been perfect, but they had such a lead already that it was okay. And ends up putting like St. Clair their second loss of the season. But you live and learn, you practice up for the next time, especially since we may not have the schedule slide specifically, but next Friday, for our R6 fans, it's going to be one that you're going to want to tune into, because we do have the final regular season games of the Collegiate R6, and that is 3 separate best of ones, 8:30, 9:30, 10:30. The triple header of R6 action. That is going to be a fantastic evening of action. Definitely suggest coming and tune into that one, because that one is going to be nuts if these games are saying anything to say so.
I agree with you completely on that one. I'm definitely going to be looking forward to watching that live.
Absolutely. And then, of course, the next time that you will see us here on broadcast will not be tomorrow, but it will be Sunday, as our Rocket League rosters, both Saints Gold and Saints Green, they are going into the Collegiate Carball, or the CRL Eastern qualifiers. We got the opportunity to play in the CCA during the summer, but now we're going for the big leagues. We want to get into the main season of CRL right here, right now, on Sunday, and that is going to be starting at noon on Sunday. Then, of course, if you want to join us on any of our social media platforms, we make it nice and easy for you. Saints Gaming CA on any of the following platforms you see here, and you'll be able to keep up with us, whether it be the awesome new video content coming out on our Instagram and YouTube. Join us, of course, here for our live Twitch streams, and then catch all of the news on Twitter and Facebook. Any final thoughts in regards to the matchup here for tonight?
I was gonna say earlier, just as a broken record, that's just an example of just no information, just not being able to get that information, or just the lack of information overall. Just shows that what will happen if you don't have any of that. I sound like a broken record, but it is a very big deal in Rainbow Six Siege.
Oh yeah, that's just the bread and butter, right? It's all it's the chess player's FPS game. So the information is absolutely key. That being said, though, we do have a couple thank yous to go around. First off, of course, being our sponsors, including our newest one being Crunchyroll. Everybody went absolutely nuts, because this, of course, is the Netflix of anime. Here joining us on the St. Clair Saints varsity esports team. Thank you so much for supporting us here. And if you want to try out Crunchyroll for yourself, of course, you can get a 14-day premium trial for free. Crunchyroll.com/Saints. Then, of course, we have some additional sponsors as well. Tim Hortons, Subway, the St. Clair SRC, St. Clair College Alumni Association, and the Zuckelman School of Business and Information Technology. Thank you for supporting us as well here on the St. Clair Saints varsity sports team. And a couple more thank yous, of course, to everybody for tuning in. Whether you're here for Purdue, whether you're here for the Saints, thank you for supporting your varsity sports teams, and whether they're your friends, classmates, or family members. It's always a pleasure putting on the broadcasts here for everybody and seeing everybody come in and support. And lastly, I know it was a little bit of an exciting one, but big thank you first off to Robert coming in here and commentating alongside me. You were not planning on doing this when you first walked into the building today, and I thank you. And you did a fantastic job for a first time, so nicely done, eh?
Thank you very much. I was not ready for this. I was not mentally prepared, but I definitely enjoyed my first time being here, even though I might have messed up a bunch and stuttered.
It happens to all of us every single day, but at the end of the day, you jumped in with both feet and you swam, so nicely done. Also, big thank you to Spencer for being our observer, to Regan for coming in clutch and being the referee, keeping track of all of the stats of the match today. She wasn't expecting that either, so I definitely thank you for coming in clutch there. And, of course, to Amanda. Amanda going to be taking over the director's chair and operating OBS for us here tonight so that I can hop onto the commentary desk once again and help bring this R6 broadcast to life. So thank you all once again. We will see you on Sunday at noon for the CRL East qualifiers with gold and green for some Rocket League. Thank you all. Have a good night.